Tashidelek and welcome to Tibet This Week, where we bring you weekly news edition on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration. Let's have a look at today's headlines. His Holiness the Dalai Lama congratulates President Trump on his election victory. Sikyong Tsering visits Tibetan settlements in northeast India, attends the inaugural ceremony of new assembly hall at Thubchog, Gatsel Monastery. Education Kalon Tharlam Dolma Changra attends 85th birthday celebration of Kalon Trisur Samdong Rinpoche at Petoen School. DIIR expresses gratitude to 15 countries for their statements on human rights violations in Tibet at the 79th United Nations General Assembly. Tibetan Parliamentary Delegation continues Europe-Tibet Advocacy in Germany and Czech Republic. On Thursday this week, His Holiness the Dalai Lama has written to congratulate Donald Trump on his victory in the presidential election. His Holiness wrote he has long admired the United States of America as a champion of democracy, freedom and the rule of law, and said the world places great hope in the democratic vision and leadership of the USA. His Holiness hoped that in these times of great uncertainty and upheaval in several parts of the world, President Trump will provide leadership in bringing about peace and stability. Furthermore, His Holiness wrote, the Tibetan people, including himself, have been honored to have received the support of respective U.S. presidents and the American people in our endeavor to protect and preserve our ancient Buddhist culture, a culture of peace, non-violence and compassion that has the potential to benefit humanity as a whole. His Holiness wished President Trump every success in meeting the many challenges that lie ahead in fulfilling the hopes and aspirations of the American people and in contributing to peace in the world. On his second round of official visit and inspection of the Tibetan settlements in the northeast, Sikyong Tsering of the Central Tibetan Administration started visiting Tibetan settlements in Tenzikang, Bomdila, Tawang, Dimapur, Shilong and Gangtok from 2nd to 11th November. Sikyong arrived at Tenzikang Tibetan settlement on 3rd November with the warm reception from the local Tibetan settlement officer, Tsering, local assembly chairman, the treasurer of Monastery, as well as local residents and students. Following that, Sikyong addressed the Tibetans in the local Tenzikang settlement. He introduced the 16 Kashaks policies and briefed on the Middle Way policy and discussed Tibet's global strategic importance, geopolitics, and mentioned China's construction of world's largest water reservoir in Tibet. Furthermore, Sikyong also emphasized the need for accurate population records in Tenzikang and reliable student enrollment figures. On Monday this week, Tibettv Lobsang Tenzin, the spiritual leader of the Gelug tradition, graced the inauguration and consecration ceremony of the new assembly hall at Thubchog Gatsel Monastery in Bomdila as a chief guest. He performed the consecration rituals and officially opened the new assembly hall. The event was attended by several distinguished guests, including Khenpo Sonam Temple, Speaker of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile, Sikyong Tsering, Tibetan Parliament in Exile member Geshe Aruktsiden, Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khanto, Deputy Chief Minister Chona Mein, Arunachal Pradesh Legislative Assembly member Tabir Gao, and National Commission for Minorities member Rinchen Lamo, among other notable officials from the state. The ceremony commenced with a welcoming address by Guru Rinpoche, the founder of the new assembly hall. This was followed by a message from His Holiness the Dalai Lama read by Tibettv Lobsang Tenzin. Sikyong, during his address, offered a brief history of the monastery and commended the monastery's educational institution that benefited the local community in many ways. Furthermore, Sikyong reflected on the historical bond between Tibetans and the Mon region, emphasized the long-standing spiritual connection between the two. Following the inaugural event, Sikyong Tsering visited the Tibetans scattered around Bomdila, Gamcham, Dirang and Tawang under the jurisdiction of the Bomdila Tibetan Settlement Office, where he addressed the gathering. Sikyong in his address reaffirmed his commitment to work for the people following His Holiness the Dalai Lama's vision regarding political and social welfare and shared the long-term vision of the 16th Kashag to rationally present Tibet's cause to the world. On Tuesday this week, Sikyong Penpa Tsering embarked on a journey from Bomdila to Tawang. Upon his arrival in Tawang later that afternoon, Sikyong visited the Gande Namgyel Lhase Monastery, toured the Gande Lhase Namgyel Museum and paid a visit to the newly inaugurated memorial museum dedicated to Indian war hero Brigadier Bob Kating. He also toured the new Menzikang Tibetan Medical and Astro Institute construction site and followed by address to the Tibetan community residing in Tawang later in the evening. On Wednesday this week, Sikyong made an official visit to the Tibetan settlement of Shilong in northeast India, where he was welcomed by Tibetan settlement officer of Shilong, the local administrator, the chairman of the local assembly, and the doctor from the branch Menzikang of the settlement and local Tibetans. Thereafter, Sikyong addressed the Tibetan residents of Shilong and said the ongoing struggle for Tibet on the international stage and the continuous support it receives are primarily due to the soul kindness and compassion of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. He explained that the Kashag is continuing to move forward based on His Holiness the Dalai Lama's expansive vision. On Thursday this week, Sikyong Penpa Tsering began official visit to the Indian northeastern regions of Salugara, Darjeeling and Sikkim. Sikyong, during a speech to local Tibetans at the Palden Shetu Gyuto Monastery located in Salugara, the Sikyong mentioned that during President Donald Trump's previous terms as U.S. President, the Reciprocal Access to Tibet Act was enacted in 2018 and the passage of the 2020 U.S. Tibet Policy and Support Act. Under the leadership of the new American president, efforts will be made to swiftly appoint a special coordinator for Tibet-related issues and to implement the recently enacted Tibet-China Dispute Resolution Law. On Tuesday this week, Mewen Tsula Petoen School celebrated the 85th birth anniversary of former Kalon Tiba Samdong Rinpoche in the presence of Education Kalon Tharlam Dolma Changra as a chief guest and Secretary Jingmi Namgyel as guest of honor and Tsering Thuntup, director of Samboda Tibetan School. The school's students, teachers and staff chanted a long life prayer for the Rinpoche's well-being. The student also dedicated a song in honor of Rinpoche for his tremendous contribution to the exiled Tibetan community, particularly a more significant part of his involvement in the school's inception. Kalon Tharlam Dolma Changra provided a succinct account of Professor Samdong Rinpoche's exceptional contributions to Tibetan education that provides holistic learning through the establishment of basic education policy under the 13th Kashag. Kalon further reflected on Rinpoche's significant legacy in Tibetan politics and administration. During the celebration, the Mewen Tsula Petoen School students performed cultural dances, operas, and songs to pay homage to Professor Samdong Rinpoche, who inaugurated the school in 2005. The 85th birth anniversary of Kyabche Kalon Trisur Samdong Rinpoche was simultaneously celebrated at the Tibetan Institute of Performing Arts organized by the La Charitable Trust. Deputy Speaker Thomas Rintekang of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile as a chief guest, Library of Tibetan Works and Archive Director Geshe Laudor as the guest of honor, and former MP Sonam Gyaltsen as a special guest spoke at the event. The celebration expressed deep gratitude for Rinpoche's lifelong service to Tibet. On Wednesday this week, the Department of Information and International Relations of Central Tibetan Administration extends its profound appreciation to the United States of America as well as Australia, Canada, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Iceland, Japan, Lithuania, the Kingdom of the Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Sweden, and the United Kingdom for their collaborative efforts in issuing a joint statement during the recently concluded 79th General Assembly of the United Nations, which specifically addressed the ongoing violations of human rights by the People's Republic of China in Tibet and East Turkestan. DIIR's Kalon Nozudoma in her remarks appreciate the important gesture of the coalition of 15 nations led by Australia and said this support is a meaningful step, yet we remain aware that significant work lies ahead to address the persistent challenges and human rights violations faced by Tibetans under the PRC government's colonial occupation. A Tibetan parliamentary delegation including UNGA and Tsering began the Europe-Tibet Advocacy Tour in Germany and the Czech Republic from 2nd to 8th November. Upon arrival in Germany, they held a closed-door meeting with high officials from the German Foreign Ministry to express concerns about the PRC's policies of forced assimilation, including residential boarding schools, closure of Tibetan private and monastic schools, and the interference in the reincarnation of Tibetan High Lamas, particularly the Dalai Lama. The MPs thanked Germany for supporting Tibet-related issues at the UN Human Rights Council and called for action against China's transnational repression. On Tuesday, they met Anki Opperman, director and the head of office of the Federal Government Commissioner for Freedom of Religion or Belief, to discuss religious repression in Tibet, including the closure of monastic schools and monastery demolitions. They also met with Charles Du Winich and Daniel Saka of the Frederick Norman Foundation and updated Taiwan's representative, Professor Dr. Jai Vishe, on their advocacy efforts. During their Berlin visit, ICT Germany Executive Director Kai Müller briefed them on German-China relations, and they exchanged advocacy ideas with Heyur Kubin from the World Uyghur Congress. The MPs were warmly welcomed by the UN Advocacy Officer Pinso Topgel, Tibetan community members and President Thundup Donga, and later attended a welcome dinner hosted by the community at Little Tibet restaurant. On Wednesday, Tibetan MPs UNGA and Tsering held a briefing on Tibet in committee room of the Paul Lobby House at the German Bundestag, hosted by MP Michael Brandt, chair of the German Parliamentary Group for Tibet. Attendees included CDU's Peter Haidt, co-chair of the Inter-Parliamentary Alliance on China, FDP's Maria Klein-Schmid, spokesperson on human rights, and Green Party's Frank Mueller, along with other members of FDP's Foreign Policy Working Group. Joining the briefing were Pinso Topgel, UN Advocacy Officer from the Office of Tibet, Geneva, Thundup Donga, President of the Tibetan Community in Germany, Kai Müller, Director of ICT Germany, and David Missal from the Tibetan Initiative Deutschland. The Tibetan MPs presented on the severe situation in Tibet, focusing on China's policies targeting Tibetan identity, culture, and religion. They highlighted issues such as a state-controlled boarding schools, closure of Tibetan private and monastic schools, and the demolition of monasteries under the guise of development. After the presentation, MP Michael Brandt and his team gave the MPs a guided tour of the German parliament. Later that evening, the Tibetan MPs departed to Prague. That is all the news for this week's edition of Tibet This Week. Thank you so much for watching.